Hello, it's Hydra here, and today I'm going to show you how to craft your ideal Pokemon. If you need help building a Pokemon or team, per se, basically it's going to be a 3-part series. This is part 1. As you usually know how to build Pokemon, you might get a tip or two from watching this video.
How stupid do you think I am?
Scale of 1 to 10.
Funny.
But yeah, this is going to be basically a tutorial on how to craft your own Pokemon, your ideal Pokemon. I know a lot of people are still kind of learning, and I'm making this tutorial because nobody never showed me, but I had to learn through my own trial and errors, and I think this will help a lot of people. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so the first step is to choose your own Pokemon. Now, as you see on the screen here, we're going to use Alakazam. This Alakazam is from my personal set, and I have many Alakazams that I actually like to use. This is not my favorite, but it's one of my favorite psychic types in general, so that's why I have many of them. So we're going to use this one in this tutorial. So choose your mon and choose how you whether it be your favorite mon, whether it's a mon you always want to try out, just pick a mon. Okay, so after you chose a Pokemon out of the whole 802, which shouldn't be hard unless you like a specific type or you're trying to use a certain team. Now we're gonna move on to step 2, which is checking the base stats of that Pokemon. So since we chose Alakazam, we're gonna look at his base stats. His HP is 55, 50, 45, 135, 95, 120, and total 500. Now, I'm gonna give you a quick disclaimer. Usually 500 is a decent mon. Anything below that is kind of like meh. You might have to put some extra work into it. But yeah, it really is very variant. So, and anything like 600 is like very good, probably pseudo or even legendary. And now, as you see, through generations, he actually had a buff. Through generation 1 through 5, he only had 185 defense. And in generation 6, he got 10% boost. It really doesn't matter that much. But you see, mons, they change over the course of time. They update them, so you should really take that into account. But so now that we have checked the base stats and we decipher what the Pokemon is naturally like ground zero, we're gonna go to now step 3, which is check the move pool. Now, this is what a lot of people not in the competitive scene, but Pokemon in general, they make a mistake at. They'll often put moves on their Pokemon that cannot really benefit from. We're gonna use it Rhydon for an example. So Rhydon has an array of moves. They can learn Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Surf even, and that's all good and dandy. But from what you see in the base stats, it's not a special attacker. It only has 45 special attack. And you try to put a special attack on there, it's not going to do nothing. The only way it could probably even be viable is probably through a baton pass special boost. And even then, that's probably a reach anyway.
Come on, man.
But as you see, it's not really viable on its own. So as for Alakazam, mine has Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power, and Shadow Ball, all with special moves because it correlates with its base stats, and it has speed, timid speed for speed, which I'll get into a little bit. So make sure your moves correlate with your base stats in a way. So now we're going to go on to natures, which I'll speak more into. So now that we picked up Pokemon, we checked the base stats, we checked the move pool, now we're going to natures. Now, I'm going to be off the bat, hardy, docile, serious, and bashful. If you want to make a competitive mon, just ignore them. If you have a mon that have them, change it or throw them away. Now, let's get started. Now, as you see, natures, this is where the competitive side of things come into play. Because natures, they boost one thing, but they take down another thing. So, we're going to take, I don't know, Brave, for an example. It helps attack lower speed. So that means, you know, if you have probably like a fast physical hitting mon, if it has Brave nature, it won't be its full potential. Just as, you know, if you got like a special attacker and it has, I don't know, Adam in nature, it won't be to its full advantage. It won't be to its full potential. So you really got to think about what the nature they're putting on. So this is where you kind of think, well, do you want what type of mon do you want? Do you want a bulk mon, a fast hitting mon, or just all around mixed mon? So you really got to think about it. That's why my Alakazam, as seen here, has a timid nature, because I wanted it to be speedy above all else things. And the nature really comes into play when you can, what type of movesets you got. That's why I said we did the move pool first, because pick your moves out, then you've got to pick your nature out. You don't have all special moves and you pick a jolly nature. You only hinder yourself. You know, if you want a fast special attacker, pick the timid nature, you know, because you don't have the timid down attack, but you're not losing anything there because you have no physical attacking moves anyway, and you can really apply that to a lot of things. So you really just got to see it's all about what you want. So that's really all I can say. It's about how you feel about it. Do you want a hard hitting? Do you want a wall? What do you want? So this is where you really got to study the mon, the base stats, everything, and the type chart. So now that we got that discussed, we're going to go to IVs and EVs. And this is where the meat and potatoes are. Okay, so now we're at a huge step in the creating process. We're at the IV and EVs. And the thing about that is you have to, this incorporates what do you want. So as you see, my Alakazam is timid. So it has full speed, it has max attack. So it's as fast as possible, if I could put it like that. And to me, IVs have only been really useful for hidden power per se, and they really do. I wouldn't say harshly affect the outcome, but they will have a certain degree to what the final product is. So, say you have a static encounter. A static encounter is like a Pokemon that you have to go up and talk to, blah blah, you catch, and maybe that. They always have 31 IVs. 31 IV is the max IV that Pokemon in that slot can have. So you can have a Pokemon with max IVs. That's all good and dandy. They're not running hidden power, you know. And EVs where you dispense it, they're gonna have 252 with a total of 510. So if you go past that, it's illegal. And there's multiple ways to achieve that. You might use a device or a method, or you might do it the old-fashioned way, where you use like the Mako Braids or the wings. And it really doesn't matter, because it always comes to the same product as long as it's legal and you don't pass that. And that's why it'll tell you this Pokemon cannot use item, just like protein and stuff like that, because it's already at the max that IV can go. So you really got careful what item you're using. And I believe wings up them by one, but they're better. They're better if you have them by quantity. But like you said, if you use like medicine, like the protein or anything like that, they only fill to like 100 something. You gotta stop. So you really gotta be careful how you craft your mons with those items. Okay, so now we're on to abilities, and this is kind of an important part. So now, abilities in Pokemon, they usually have 3 abilities. They usually have 2 regular abilities and 1 hidden ability. You can get through other means, and you just gotta be careful which one you pick, because sometimes you'll meet people online. They'll have a regular Torrent Greninja, regular Blaziken, or they'll have a regular Flame Body, Talonflame, and all that is trash.
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Garbage. Doo-doo. Because why would not pick the best that you can get? So sometimes you just really gotta choose what you can, what's really viable. So like as you see, my Alakazam has Magikarp. And Magikarp is the ability that it can get Stealth Rock don't hurt it, Weather don't hurt it, Poison don't hurt it, or Burn, and even Life Orb damage don't hurt it. So that's a very good ability to have that correlates with my item, which we'll get into next. Hit the natures, we check the IVs and EVs, we dispense those, we got the ability down. Now we're on to the final one, which is the item. Now the item is a big, huge part of battle, and make sure it correlates with all your Pokemon. Just like how I got Life Orb to compensate for Alakazam not having a full special attack. So, and also it don't hurt it because they have Magic Guard.
You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
So that's what I mean. Make sure it correlates with your Pokemon and make sure it don't hinder you in battle. So say if you use, I don't know, a choice item. Choice items are usually good, but you would have to know what you're doing because it can be late game in the battle and you'll have a choice mon and you can't switch out, so you're screwed. You know, you're clocked in one move. And that's how a lot of people lose. I've seen it before, I done it myself, and it's not a good feeling to know that you could have won, but you was locked into a move. And make sure keep in mind, if you're a Mega, the item is not going to be relevant. And make sure your moveset correlates with your Mega evolution. Say if they change type or anything like that. And because your base ability won't be as relevant since you're going to Mega Evolve and you're in a different ability. So make sure you check what you're Mega into, because you don't get one of those. Now, hopefully you learned from this video. Sorry if I was a little stuttery or anything like that, or I'll try to record these in separate pieces so it can sound more thought out and more planned. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want more tutorials. Remember, this is part 1 of 3 parts. And next we're probably getting team building all in general. So hit me up if you got any questions. Follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram, and thank you. Have a good day. Goodbye.